Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to another episode of Pep's Corner. Today, we will continue reading our book, Animal Cells. We will read for page 28 through 33. Our focus and purpose is posted on the screen. Make sure, boys and girls, you have your book in hand and are actively following along and reading. Remember to reread a second time. Let's begin. Page 28. How are we different from amoebas? The simplest explanation for what makes humans different from amoebas is our cells. Human bodies contain 210 different types of cells. Amoebas have only one cell. Our bodies use different cells to form blood, bones, organs, muscles, and so on. The cells that make up a heart are different from cells in the brain or lungs. For amoebas, there is only one cell to carry out all the functions of blood, bones, organs, and muscles. Yet amoebas, despite their size, carry out all the same life processes that your body does. They take in oxygen, use nutrients for cell function, and eliminate waste. They move by changing their shape. Amoebas may not grow much in size, but they mature and eventually reproduce. They are sensitive to light, heat, and cold. The life processes that define a human body are present even in the smallest of animals. What cells make up blood? Blood travels through the entire body. A closer look shows that blood contains red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. Red blood cells are transportation units. They carry oxygen to tissues, bones, and organs, and they take carbon dioxide away. Red blood cells need iron and copper to be healthy. White blood cells are warriors that fight infection or illness and disease. Platelets are not cells, but are cell fragments that are like cellular glue. They bind wounds together to protect you when you are cut. When skin is cut and blood begins to seep out of the body, platelets rush to the site. Phosphorus and vitamin K help platelets make blood clots. How do skin, nail, and hair cells work? Human bodies constantly produce new skin, hair, and nail cells. Skin cells form the body's largest organ. Skin cells form three main layers of skin: the epidermis, top layer, the dermis, middle layer, and the hypodermis, lowest layer, which is made up of fat and connective tissue. In the dermis layer, new skin cells are born. These new cells push the older cells above them into the into the epidermis. As skin cells are pushed farther up and away from blood cells, they die out and fall off. Skin cells help regulate the body temperature. They store water and vitamin D to protect us from heat, injury, and infection. Hair, fingernail, and toenail cells also work to keep our body temperature even and protect us from injuries. Skin and hair cells also carry pigment or color. Your skin and hair color come from this pigment in your cells. All animals have pigment in their skin, fur, feathers, or scales. Pigment lets a chameleon color change, and makes a grasshopper blend in with the grass. Why do some animals glow in the dark? Some animals, such as moon jellies or krill, can glow in the dark. This process is called bioluminescence. This process occurs when certain chemicals bind together with oxygen. When threatened, krill huddle together and glow. Swirling around and confusing their enemies, moon jellyfish glow to attract and signal mates. What are neurons? Animals can feel, taste, smell, touch, hear, and sense because of nerve cells. Nerve cells, called neurons, send messages to the brain. For example, when you touch something hot, your nerve cells sense heat. They send an instant warning to the brain, and the brain sends a message back to pull away from the heat. Neurons deal with senses and relay messages from the brain for your heart to beat, your muscles to flex, and your eyes to blink. Humans have large brains. Their brains contain about 100 billion neurons. Are all bone cells the same? Animals with bones have three types of bone cells. Osteoblast cells form new bone. They do this by secreting bone material around themselves until they are trapped. The trapped cells are still alive but are now called osteocytes. Osteoclast cells dissolve old or damaged bone to make room for new bone construction. What chemicals are in our bodies? Humans and other animals need chemicals in our bodies to digest food, use nutrients, and do many other jobs. These chemicals may be hormones, enzymes, or acids, which are produced by gland cells. These glands release chemicals into the body. They determine how we grow, mature physically, and what kind of mood we are in. Page 33. What cells protect us inside the body? Skin on the outside of our bodies protect us from harm. Inside the body, we have cells that line many of our organs. They do the same job as skin. These cells line the mouth, throat, stomach, lungs, intestine, and colon. They act like walls. They control how water and other substances move in and out of the body. They prevent the bacteria living in our intestines from attacking the rest of the body. Most organs that deal with digesting foods have barrier cells.